How's it going, guys? Today I'll be showing you ReBar disabled and ReBar enabled in-game benchmarks, the GPU overclock we're using with the new Hotfix driver from Nvidia 581.94. These versions that are affected are 24H2 and 25H2 Windows 11. This is my current Windows 11 build. This is the driver which I installed from Nvidia. GPU overclock that I used. And after we do an in-game test with 1% lows and all that stuff, then we are going to go to ReBar enabled and then test the game again. This is the results which I got. Ignore the CPU score. I think my system needs a BIOS update or something. I don't know. I can't score like other people on Twitter and other people on Discord's posting like 600 plus. The only time I got 600 plus was like once, and it was very rare. I never got it again, so I don't know what's going on with that. I even boot up Zen timings to show you my timings. So I think I got the right one. I'm not sure. So I'm running gear down disable 6400 CL26, 2133 F clock. But yeah, basic timings. I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah. Alright, let's go into a game of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 in a controlled environment to see what's better. Is ReBar off better or ReBar enabled is better? Alright, let's go into the game and have a look. Alright, so we'll go to the maps and we'll go to the benchmark map. And we'll just start it, and then we'll go to the point where we need to be on the map. Okay, so we'll go to the benchmark spot where it starts, and then where it finishes, and we'll record the 1% lows from there. So this is in a controlled environment, so we will see. And plus I'm recording with OBS NDI, so please take it with a grain of salt. So the benchmark starts here, so we'll start as, I think it starts here or here, I'm not sure. So we'll go here, press the 1% lows, jump in the pool, look over to the left, and run over here. There's a little jump here. There's a little thing here. Looks to this part here, and goes over here. Looks up to here, and then goes to there. Alright, so that is the benchmark. Alright, let's go to ReBar enabled. Okay, so we just enabled the ReBar in the config and in the inspector as well, just to make sure everything was fair. Inspector is pretty much pointless anyway, the game forces it off anyway. But I like to just enable it just to get a peace of mind. I use that with my ReBar tool. I'll show you in a second. We'll actually go in there and have a look there. So I enabled it in, as you can see, I did the old-fashioned way of doing it on 2019, but it's just disabled it and the game just does that. But it's enabled in the config. So this is ReBar disabled, so look at the score, the CPU score, GPU score, and the average FPS. And this is enabled. Alright, don't take this with a grain of salt, right? So it says it's going to get better low thirst, low thith, better CPU. Alright. The only way to really do testing is go into game and test it yourself. So let's do that now. Alright, so we're in a game. Go to maps, do the same thing. So this is ReBar enabled. Same GPU overclock as well, with the mention. So 100 on the core, 3000 memory, max voltage. So we'll do the same thing again. Alright, let's go. Do the same exact thing. Alright, so we're in a controlled environment, remember that, boys? And let's do some testing. Alright, that's the test. Now let's quit the game. And let's go check the results. So I have done the testing, right? So we'll go to this PC, local disk. Alright, so go in here, edit with notepad, so go down here, paste that in there. What happened here? It pasted both by mistake, but we'll just get rid of this one. So this is all live testing, guys, so ReBar enabled. Alright, so I forgot how to make shit bigger, but we'll figure it out. But we'll just go like this. Go to, how do you make zone control? Alright, so there we go. So ReBar disabled. We got an average 0.1% low frame rate at 305, 1% frame rate at 325.9. Maximum frame rate was 401.8. Minimum frame rate was 362.2. And the average frame rate is 384.8. That's ReBar disabled. Now let's look at the ReBar enabled results. So we got a 312 compared to 305. 332.2 to 325. Maximum frame rate 440 to 400. To minimum frame rate we got a 378.9, a 384.8 compared to a 403 average FPS. Now we're going to go into ChatGPT and see what this gain is in average. Now we are back from ChatGPT. This is the percentage: 5% higher FPS and 2% better lows. It's pretty much what it says it is. Like, if I had a higher GPU overclock, it would be even more better. But this is rebar enabled and disabled. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. People saying that it's got worse lows, that's, you don't go off the in-game benchmark. The in-game benchmark is false. Okay, if you're overclocking your CPU and you're seeing it going higher and higher and higher, then that's more FPS coming out of your CPU, right? But if your GPU can't keep up with the CPU, then what's the point of that, right? You might as well just chuck on rebar, and you get more FPS and a higher 0.1% and 1% low frame rate. So basically, for this was the same exact problem with Black Ops 6 as well. You would disable rebar and go into a multiplayer match, and you do the testing yourself, and then you enable it. Rebar always beat it by like 30%, like 30% on the lows all the time in a controlled environment, right? This is in a controlled environment, so I just left it enabled. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. But this is rebar disabled and enabled. I did everything fair. Same CPU overclock, PBO 25 on the cores. Undervolt is -20. The GPU overclock is fair, 100 on the core, 3000 on the RAM, and max voltage. Did everything fair, so I recorded with OBS, NDI, and I used MSI Afterburner overlay as well with the hardware info logging all the stuff, so you can see the differences there in the video. Okay guys, I appreciate it. Have a good one, boys. Peace. Please like and subscribe for more tips and tricks.